Happy President's Day, everyone. What do you mean you don't celebrate President's Day? Oh yeah. Now, presidents are one of the biggest part of the USA. I don't care about you, Canada. I don't know any prime minister officially. Late Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. I didn't make the Valentine's Day special on time. I don't even have a Valentine's. I don't even know anyone. I don't have a girlfriend. I don't have however, like, I don't even know how to even take girls. I don't have a pickup line or anything. What is even flirting anyway? I don't even know anything about relationships anymore. Although presidents have done a bunch of amazing stuff to the USA, they also have done many not as good stuff. So today we're gonna be talking about some of the worst stuff that presidents have done. Ironically, because like President's Day, you're supposed to celebrate presidents, but we're like bashing them. Okay, you get the joke. First of all, George Washington was a pretty monarchical president and also lost way more battle than he actually won. Not way more, but just more battle, basically. Now, John Adams have joined many wars and have fought upon them and have definitely won way more wars than George Washington. But, however, John Adams is a bit of kind of like a superior guy and basically tries to act like he's superior or something. We're flexible, okay. Now, Thomas Jefferson, I'm pretty sure I don't need to name at least one of the stuff that Thomas Jefferson done because Thomas Jefferson have done a lot of good things to the U.S. But however, Thomas Jefferson have also done some not really that good things. Now, James Madison is also known as the father of the Constitution, has fought in the War of 1812, but however, he kind of made Americans' economy kind of poor during the War of 1812 by vetoing the charter of the Second National Bank. Now, the fifth president is Monroe, which went on to help the fight in the Seminole, which occupied all across Florida without the congressional approval. John Quincy Adams, the sixth president, has made a Secretary of State in exchange of the congressional election. Now, Andrew Jackson just completely ignored the Supreme Court and just continued to basically create the Indian removal and remove the Native Indians out of America without the consent of the Supreme Court. And soon proceeding, Martin Van Gogh presides as the leader of the Trail of Tears. Now, President William Henry Harrison actually died in like less than a month, which means he didn't actually convert much toward the USA because he mostly spent most of his time in bed. Meanwhile, John Tyler is kind of a defender of slavery and basically abandoned his own party for the platform and supported slavery. President James Polk is actually believed to started the Mexican-American War, and the president of Zachary Taylor is also another president that died really quickly and didn't contribute much to the U.S. in less than 16 months. Oh boy, Millard Fillmore ranked as one of the worst presidents of the USA. Millard Fillmore actually signed the Compromise of 1850, which included the Fugitive Slave Acts, which caused slavery to spread and is basically one of the cause of the Civil War, slavery spreading across the slave of the area. Now, Franklin Pierce actually supported the Kansas-Nebraska Act, which preside over the Bleeding Kansas Action. Now we get to James Buchanan, which is also another president that's ranked as one of the worst presidents of the USA. He did almost nothing to stop the slavery. No action, no unitation, no plan, nothing. He is also an awful outlaw and commander, and also pressured the Supreme Court to issue the rule on the Dred Scott decision. Abraham Lincoln, although being one of the best presidents as record, Abraham Lincoln hasn't really done much bad stuff. One of the only stuff that I could really find is that he did suspend habeas in order to imprison Civil War. Now, Andrew Johnson has mishandled a bunch of people in the Reconstruction, especially he has passed the Black Code, which basically opposed the freemen and supported the slaves. The next president, Ulysses Simpson Grant, or also known as Ulysses, although basically failed to control the South through the drama like the KKK and the Civil Rights Act of 1875, which is really controversial in supportion. President Rutherford B. Hayes used the federal troops to basically put down the Great Railroad strike in 1877. James Garfield, the next president, haven't done much stuff, just pretty like basic and equilateral, basically. Chester A. Arthur signed the Chinese Exclusion Act, which is a ban on Chinese immigrants. President Grover Cleveland used the federal troops to break Pullman Strike of 1894. Benjamin Harrison sent federal troops to disarm Lacora Sioux, causing Wounded Land Massacre. Now, William McKinley definitely become a little bit more arrogant, began the American imperial expansion in the Pacific, annexing across Hawaii and the Philippines. The next president, Teddy Roosevelt, although have been one of the best rated presidents, has basically helped to provoke the war, killing many people. Roosevelt was actually helping the public anger against the Spain and Cuba, causing a war. Taft created intervention across the occupation of Nicaragua. Wilson pushed the Espionage Act and the Suotian Act and used them to imprison World War I. Harding appointed and issued the embezzling mission of World War I. President Coolidge signed the Immigration Act of 1924 to limit immigration on the Eastern European people. Now, what's the next president right here? Oh yeah, it's Herbert Hoover. Herbert Hoover is one of the biggest part of the Great Depression and blame. He's authorized Mexican repetition of forced removal across Mexican immigrants, causing the Great Depression. Now, although President Franklin D. Roosevelt, also known as FDR, did help with the Great Depression, he also ordered internment of over 100,000 Japanese Americans during World War II. President Harry Unnecessary S. Truman did drop 2 atomic bombs at Hiroshima and Nagasaki, which technically is a good thing because it stopped World War II, but like whatever. And Dwight Eisenhower authorized the CIA overthrowing the Iranian government. Okay, time for a speed run. John F. Kennedy authorized and botched the Bay of the Pig invasion of Cuba. Meanwhile, Lyndon Johnson got America involved in the Vietnam War, which, you know, catastrophe will happen. Richard Nixon, meanwhile, bombed Cambodia and Laos, while Gerald Ford basically pardoned Richard Nixon. The Georgian peanut farmer Jimmy Carter mishandled the Iranian Revolution, and meanwhile, Ronald Reagan illegally supplied arms across the Iran-Iraq War and the Iran hostage cross, breaking his own. President George W. Bush authorized military intervention in Panama. Meanwhile, Bill Clinton bombed pharmaceutical factory in Sudan. George W. Bush invaded and occupied Iraq. Barack Obama, drone war and economical recovery, and finally we got Donald Trump. And everything, I'm just kidding. Donald Trump although not finished the term, have done many stuff, including his attitude toward basically the community and their interrelationship among other countries. So thanks for watching. Well, the president have been come. There's definitely probably much more presidents. So this video just proves that not everyone's perfect. Not even you. No one's perfect. So thanks for watching. Hope you're having a wonderful President's Day doing... I don't freaking know.